Okay, so now we're going to make a two-part mold for baits that don't have a flat side, like this one. Okay, so what you're going to need for this one is your master, a wire nut, a container, your plaster Paris, water, a container to mix it in, oil, and a paintbrush. Okay, so first we're going to start with putting the plaster Paris into the cup. The mold, the bottom part of the mold doesn't have to be very deep because you're only putting this in halfway. Okay, so now we'll just pour water in, and then mix it up. Okay, I think I've got enough, so we'll pour it into the mold here. And we'll let this set up a little bit. Okay, so the plaster Paris is almost set up now, right here. So we're going to put oil on this mold here. You don't have to do the whole thing, you just have to do half of it. And the sides. Okay, and now I've got that. I put oil on that, so now we will set that down in there and take our wire nut and put it like this and put it right up against the edge with the thin part of it touching the your master. Okay, now just push this push your master in halfway, or about halfway, it doesn't have to be exact. Okay, and then just let that sit out completely dry again, and when that completely dries I will be back. Okay, now that the mold has dried, or at least it's dried enough that we can continue the process, we take some turtle wax and just put this over the other plaster. This will keep the two plasters from sticking together. And if you get some on the master, that's fine too. That'll help the master from sticking. Just want to get a good coat on the whole thing. And if it gets too thick, some places on the master, just scrape it off with your hand. Okay, and then if you still think the master might stick, just put a small coat of oil on it. That'll also help take off any larger chunks of the turtle wax. Okay, so just like that. And make sure your wire nut has been covered completely. Okay, and I just want to pour the rest of your plaster over the top of that. And then we will wait for for that to dry again. And when that finishes drying, we will split apart the two pieces of the mold, and we should have a soft plastic bait for pouring. Okay, so now the entire thing is dried. We're just gonna push on the bottom, pop out like that. Okay, and here's the hardest part of the whole thing. Getting the two apart. Okay, so if you look closely, you can see two different colors. It's right across here. It's two colors. So what you want to do is just take a knife and just cut right along that line as closely as possible. Okay, all the way around. If it's not exact, it's fine. Okay, then with a little force, it just pops right open, and you just take your take the wire nut out, and then just get the master to come out. Which I found that's the hardest part. Okay. It's wrecking my mold a little bit. It just means I'll have to trim it up more every time I pour something. There. Okay, so there's my first part, and here's the second part. And they just fit together like that, and you pour right down there. Just carve that out a little bit more. Okay, and then if your first part didn't have these big ridges like that, before you pour the second part, you're going to want to carve like grooves in a few different spots just so it lines up better. And then you just want to take like from the bottom here and just cut some slits down. Some grooves actually, not just slits. That way the air at the bottom can escape down the bottom of this when you pour it. And there's the completed two-piece mold. Thanks for watching. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any ideas for names for this bait, just leave a comment. I'm terrible at naming these. So once again, there's the master mold, not broken or anything. And I'm just going to keep that in case these break at some point. Well, thanks for watching.